3 goals into the net. Beautiful performance from the Super Eagles B. Yes, of course, we saw the fruition of that training camp they had in Ikenne. And also, the first leg was impressive. The second leg was cherry on the cake. But what does this milestone mean for Nigerian football? And can the Nigeria Premier Football League base coaching, the two of them who led this team to the first and second leg, can they lead this team to glory come February 2025 when the CHAN will go down in Tanzania, Kenya and Uganda? Those are the questions on the lips of many, I'm very sure. And remember that it's been a long time coming. After 6 years, we've not been to this competition. Let's feel the pause of journalists who are following the league and who also have interest in if the coaches who led this team to 2 legs against Ghana would be the same coaches that will be put in charge when the African Nations Championship goes down in 2025. We've got Robert Olimene. Thank you so much, Robert, for joining us on the show today.
A happy Sunday. It's good to be on the program once again.
It's great to have you. It's the last Sunday for 2024, so you remain a very notable guest. I'm honored to have you here do the last Sunday edition for in the game in the year 2024. So congratulations to you. You got that jackpot there.
Thank you very much.
It's great to have you on the show. Compliments of the season once again, I would say. But I'm really happy because the last time Nigeria played at the CHAN competition was sometime in 2018. Now, after 6 years, Nigeria can heave a sigh of relief that we have qualified for the next edition of the CHAN. How incredible is this, Robert?
I think it's an incredible achievement for Nigeria. And of course, it is most notably an incredible achievement for NPFL players. It is also a beautiful achievement for the coaches who have been in charge of this particular team. And as you can see, I'm actually wearing more or less a Remo Stars jersey to commemorate the success of the team and also salute the courage of all the players, not just Remo Stars players, but all the players who have indeed contributed to the success of the CHAN team from teams who have been able to more or less give players the national team to ensure that the success actually time coming, and it is indeed.
All right, I think we're having a network glitch there, but of course we'll continue this conversation. Remember that it's an incredible feeling. Robert already relishing that feeling there. After 6 years, we are picking a ticket to the CHAN Championship, and it's great to know that we're able to do that against Ghana, because Ghana deprived us sometime in 2018, sometime in 2022. They deprived us that ticket. But here, we've got this ticket, we've got it in our hands, and we're packing our bags to the 2025 African Nations Championship. I'm hoping that we can reconnect with Robert Olimene on this conversation. It's worthy of notes that you must know that 2 coaches from the Nigeria Premier Football League, those familiar with these players, those who led these players to the first leg in Accra, Ghana, when they played brilliantly against the Ghana Black Galaxies. Defensively, we were really on point. Of course, and the defenders were really good, but there's a concern about the underwhelming performance of a well-known striker in the league, Remo Stars Sikiru Alimi. Of course, we've got this conversation, we've got these questions in our heart. All right, I get it that Robert Olimene has joined us again. Thank you so much, Robert. Welcome back.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much. I think I will do better now.
So go ahead, you were talking about how incredible this fit is to have grabbed this ticket at this particular time.
Yes, it's an incredible feat for the team, an incredible feat for everybody involved. In the course of the training camp, I was in Ikenne to see the team train, and you could understand the fact that everybody on board were able to get a sense of how huge this assignment is, how huge this task is for the national team. The first leg, they were able to keep things tight. Yes, so a little bit unfortunate not to get a goal. That was in the later stages of the first leg that was played in Ghana, in which Papa Papa Daniel struck the upright. And of course, in the second leg, which we saw yesterday, it was more or less an 8 minutes demolition of the Ghanaians in Uyo yesterday, and that more or less saw them through to the finals, in which this ticket is signed, sealed, and delivered, not just for the team, but also for all Nigerians out there who are looking to what this team have been able to achieve so far this season. Of course, to close out the year with a whole lot of celebrations, and of course, in a very, very high spirit. So it's a good one for the team. And of course, once again, I commend this team. I commend the coaches as well as the players for putting in a solid shift, and of course, are making us all proud.
Yes, making us proud indeed, because we've had a torrid year in the world of football on the Nigerian scene. After the Super Eagles missed out on that title for the African Cup of Nations. The NFF president says this is just a sweet way to wrap up 2024. I will be talking about individual performance there in that second leg encounter against Ghana. Yes, I saw some players caught my interest, but the biggest revelation for me, Robert, is that of Papa Daniel. Oh my word. I've never seen this guy so well for Niger Tornadoes. But in this encounter, in this second leg in Uyo, he was really brilliant. A versatile player with sweet left foot. Oh, the sweetest left foot I've ever seen in the Nigeria Premier Football League. It was impressive from him in those two legs. But another player who caught my interest was Nduka Jnr. He was a key factor, very instrumental to this win here. So how instrumental has Nduka Jr.'s leadership led this team to grabbing this ticket? And for Daniel's performance, how instrumental was his performance to securing Nigeria's qualification against Ghana?
I will start with Nduka Jnr's performance. The first time I ever saw him play, the first thing I noticed about his abilities was the fact that he comes to the field with this kind of calmness. And for a central defender or a centre back, as they are called nowadays, that calmness is something that you need. As a captain, is that man you actually want to lead your men forward. And there is really nothing that you can more or less speak in his character as a leader that gives you that doubt in your mind that this man understands the assignment. He is one man you actually want on the field of play. He is that man who not just have the leadership ability, but he has the traits as well as the skills to match up his leadership quality. And that was what we saw yesterday, scoring the second goal, and of course coming from an important figure on the field. I believe that drove the nail into the confidence of the Chan Eagles yesterday in ensuring that they went all out to seal the deal, which they eventually did. And of course, talking about Papa Daniel, in fact, I think I'll run out of adjective if I begin to talk about him, because his left foot is a cultured left foot, a left foot that even left footers are jealous of, even left footers are proud of, because when the ball greets his feet, you just kind of imagine what magic comes out of his feet next. And yesterday, he did not more or less overdo, as we say it. The passes were. These were the right passes.
Does this performance, I beg your pardon, does the performance from Papa Daniel, does it really signal his readiness for bigger challenges? Because, come on, we're looking past the Chan tournament right now, because I'm sure that now that he has impressed us in both legs of these qualifiers, the Chan, there's bigger thing to come. Does this signal the readiness for him for bigger challenges?
Well, it's a big question you're asking, and of course the answer to that is his performance on the field would definitely give us an idea of if he's ready, that is for bigger things, not just the Chan tournament as it is, but potentially for the Super Eagles as it is. Indeed. Because we are talking about the fact that Nigeria needs midfielders who are creative, midfielders who are attack-minded, midfielders who can cover more grounds, midfielders who are mobile. And he's one man who in the future, hopefully very soon, can fill in those boxes for us. So his performance is not just in the Chan tournament coming up next year, February, not just for Niger Tornadoes in the NPFL. Those are more or less the platform in which his performances will tell national team selectors that he is ready for the big time.
All right, while we are giving flowers to the stand-up performers, we should also look at those who performed on the par. Sikiru Alimi is on my list here. I know that sometimes they say there's an on and off season, but not being off on a very crucial day, though other players were able to make up for his performance and then give us that ticket to the CHAN 2025. But what lessons can be learned from Remo's striker from that his lackluster performance, and how should the team approach another attacking setup going forward, especially on for the main competition in February?
I think I would want to point out here that Sikiru Alimi was very instrumental to the third goal that was scored. It was his pressing or the pressure on the goalkeeper that gifted Isaac Saviour the
Well, tell me
opportunity
you
to steal the
expected
ball.
more from Sikiru Alimi.
Yeah. Like I said, it was the pressure of Sikiru Alimi that more or less brought about the third goal, and of course, it was something that Isaac success have profited from. For the team setup, I think going forward, looking at the strengths of Sikiru Alimi, I believe that the fact that he is one player who plays closer to the goal or closer to the opposition box as it is. I believe that the coaches will definitely look at this and, of course, make the necessary adjustments to find a way to more or less make him a more inclusive player in the attacking setup of the CHAN Eagles. And, of course, I believe with that
what other more inclusive players can we have up front away from this crop we've got right now? Do we have to feel the likes of I remember the 44-year-old man. I'm trying to remember his name right now from Kano Pillars. Rabi Ali.
I think with Rabi Ali, also Rabi Ali's importance in the team cannot be eroded away. Looking at how things stand, I think for someone like Rabi Ali, he can come in later in the game. I am not the coach, but I am just giving my own perspective to this. He's somebody who definitely can come in later in the game to steady the ship, and as well as more or less just try to slow down the tempo of play, especially in situations where the team are more or less in the ascendancy or in a commanding position, and of course you just want to see out the game. Yes, you want to bring somebody like Rabi Ali in. He's somebody who's also very, very dangerous from set pieces. Yeah. And of course he has scored a couple of free kicks in the NPFL this season. So definitely someone who carries an ever-present attacking threat, and of course his importance to the team is something that will be pivotal going forward.
Okay, pivotal going forward. We're hoping that he can be, still able to play at a time when we have to select more players for the CHAN. But I cannot wrap up this conversation with you, Robert, without talking about two men who were key factors to this ticket being grabbed. I will talk about NPFL coaches, Ogunmodede and Fidelis Ilechukwu. They defeated Ghana to secure this spot. And this was their first outing with the Super Eagles B. Let it be written on gold that it was their first outing with the Super Eagles B. I would say they're among the best coaches on the continent right now. Argue with your keypad, argue with anything you want, but they're among the best coaches. But Robert, how does this qualification, how does it reflect the coaching capabilities of NPFL-based coaches? And what expectations should we set for these coaches in the campaign? That's if they will be leading the team come 2025 in February.
I think first and foremost, I wrote a short article yesterday, and I said that for Daniel Ogunmodede of Remo Stars in the NPFL, and of course Fidelis Ilechukwu of Rangers International, the reigning champions of the NPFL as we speak, both of them have got a huge point, that is for indigenous coaches in the country. Because I remember vividly on a popular platform, I will not more or less put that name out there, where Fidelis Ilechukwu and Daniel Ogunmodede were present. Daniel Ogunmodede said something very, very important. He said that indigenous coaches need opportunity, indigenous coaches need support. And with these two ingredients, they definitely will show you the stuff they are made of. And yesterday, they grabbed that opportunity with both hands, and they showed the country that indigenous coaches who have been dragged, disrespected, and of course are more or less put down in recent years for their lack of not putting themselves out there. I believe that Daniel Ogunmodede and Fidelis Ilechukwu have more or less changed that narrative.
Do you think that they will be in charge? They will be left in charge come February 2025. Remember that, of course, from the Nigerian Football Federation, Augustine Iguavon, who is the interim coach of the Super Eagles at the moment, was supposed to be in charge, but he transferred, of course, all powers to Daniel Ogunmodede and Fidelis Ilechukwu, and that's what we are seeing right now. Yes, he's got his surgery done successfully. Do you have the confidence that come 2025, the NFF will leave the Chan Eagles in the hands of these coaches who gave them the ticket?
Absolutely. I believe that the NFF will not make that mistake of taking this away from them. They have worked hard for it. And of course, they have shown everyone, including the NFF hierarchy, that they are the right men to lead this team forward. Talk about cohesion, it is there. Talk about unity, it is there. Talk about hard work, it is there. And of course, talk about the materials they've been able to pull together. It is visible to everybody in the country that these are the two men, and of course, are the key men to put this team through, and of course, lead them to the Chan. Who knows? It might be just that Chan tournament that will more or less rewrite history, and of course, win it. I am just saying. But as it is, I think the team is in very, very good hands, and of course, stable hands of Daniel Ogunmodede and Fidelis Ilechukwu.
All right, okay, so much confidence being ensured there by you, and I'm hoping that the Nigerian Football Federation shared the same confidence. We saw the smile on the face of Nigerian Football Federation President Alhaji Ibrahim Gusso yesterday, of course, being happy, and it was so emotional to see Ijabol, Daniel Ogunmodede, go on his knees. Oh, to say that prayer. It was interesting to see both of them celebrating that win after 6 years. What is it, as they would say? But Nigeria will be packing their bags to Chan once again. Thank you so much, Robert Olimene. I do appreciate your thoughts on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me always.
All right. Have a lovely day and Happy New Year in advance. I do not know if I have to connect with you again, but Happy New Year in advance. Robert has been a stand-up, analyst on the show for In The Game. We're saying a very huge thank you to you. A follow-up the Nigerian Premier Football League anytime, any day.